already tried, bro. Cause I am cook, bro. We back at it again. Same day. Nigga, same day. New vid. Nah, Shan. We got killer husband realizes his wife is still breathing. Crime vid, crime reaction for y'all. Crazy title, cause off the title, obviously he thought he murked his wife and she hit a "I'm still here, nigga, you miss." No cap. Maybe it's on some I spit on your grave shit. Not all the way like that, but like y'all know how y'all thought Bill was dead, they thought bitch was dead, she came back.
Yeah.
Start doing some shit. Know what I'm saying?
This nigga Jay, bro.
No cap, we finna get into it, bro. Don't be in my comments being racist cause I'm chatting, bitch. This is my channel. No cap. So, we finna get into it, bro.
In the early morning hours of Valentine's Day 2019, a woman named Olivia Jones walked the aisles of a local supermarket known as HEB Plus in preparation for dinner with her husband Chris. As she gathered the ingredients, she observed a bouquet of pink and red roses, colors that symbolize tenderness and passion. As Olivia exited the store with the roses in her cart, she was unaware that in less than 40 minutes, she would be dead. A horrible consequence of so-called toxic love. The police would find her on her bedroom floor in a quiet neighborhood in Beaumont, Texas. 11 minutes earlier, her loving husband Chris dialed 911.
Beaumont 911, what is the address of your emergency?
Please, hurry. That's what thing to do.
Tell me what's going on.
I'm at home for 5 weeks out here.
Please, somebody shot in the head.
My wife, please.
Tell me,
Okay.
where is she shot?
In the head.
Okay, where in the head?
Take her in the mouth.
Okay. I want you to try to control the bleeding.
As soon as the call was connected, officers headed on their way to the Beaumont, Texas home of Chris and Olivia, located at 5575 Pine Bur Boulevard. At 8:55 a.m., they arrived. Officer Otis Butler was met by a familiar face, 40-year-old Christopher Ray Jones, who was visibly distressed. Officer Butler was close friends with Chris and his wife Olivia. His body cam was rolling while Chris urged the officers to hurry into the house.
In the bedroom, broken down on the dresser. Come this way.
Okay.
Please, come this way. This way. Please. Olivia.
As alluded to earlier, the officers made their way to the bedroom and found Olivia lying on the floor.
Baby.
Sir. Okay. Sit back.
I'm trying to take you. Mom.
Olivia was found face.
What happened to... Too soft.
down with
Off
a
the rip,
gunshot
bro, this
wound
nigga
to
is
the
a
back of her
D1
neck.
actor.
Astonishingly,
Fuck
she was
going
still
on?
breathing. When the officers rolled her over, they discovered that the bullet had
Bro, he
pierced
faked
through her
the
right
cops,
eye.
the nigga
The room
on the
she was
phone.
found in was covered in blood, with spatter all over the walls. The paramedics arrived, and while they tended to Olivia, the police secured the area. Officer Butler had Chris walk him through the events leading up to the shooting.
What happened? We had a disagreement.
Damn, wait, hold on.
I say, baby, if you're not working with me, you're working with this. I say, we've been doing this. My
She caught a
19-year-old
headshot,
stepdaughter
still
was
alive.
eight. My 11-year-old
not her
was
time.
9. I say, Olivia, we can't get it together. We can't be together.
Okay.
We got several weeks. And I say, I just want a divorce. And her reaction was, she got the gun? I said, give me the gun. She like, I don't remember which hand. I'm like, give me that gun. What is you doing? Stop trying to scare me. I took it.
So when you grabbed it, went off?
She yanked. I grabbed it and she yanked back. The gun went off.
Okay.
The gun went off.
Chris's story immediately set off red flags. How could such a large man be overpowered by his significantly smaller wife? Chris dropped to his knees in anguish, but there were no tears as he asked Officer Butler if he could go check on Olivia.
Nigga, no tears.
Mr. Butler, I got help.
I told you, bro, he's arguing.
Ill actor, bro.
Mr. Butler, please don't tell me she's alive if she's not doing what I saw she was. She was talking? She wasn't talking. Is she breathing? It looked like she was breathing.
Anybody answer, bro?
Please, just stay right here with me, okay? Calm down. Calm down!
Upon learning that Olivia was still breathing, Chris's reaction seemed strangely devoid of relief or happiness. Another red flag for Officer Butler. Back inside the home, Olivia's wounds proved to be fatal, and just after 9 a.m., she was pronounced dead. Officers searched the rest of the home and noticed that in addition to the surveillance cameras installed on the exterior of the house, there were 2 more cameras mounted in the living room, monitoring the interior of the house as well. They also discovered the gun that Olivia was shot with, a 9mm pistol covered in blood. However, they found it strange that the gun was in a different room from where the shooting took place. If Olivia was holding the gun when it went off, how did it end up in a different room? The only logical answer was that Chris must have moved it. Following this discovery, the officers decided that the best course of action was to detain Chris until they had a better understanding of what really happened. As Chris was getting handcuffed, his 19-year-old daughter, Ariel, arrived at the house. She had already been contacted by Chris, who told her what had happened. She was clearly devastated. While the officers tried to console Ariel, Chris was escorted to the back of a police cruiser. Lead Detective Mendy Freeman and Sergeant Yvette Barrero of the Forensics Unit arrived at the residence and were immediately caught up to speed.
According to him, she grabs a 9mm in their bedroom. And she did that. He claims he reached for the gun to try to get it from her. And they reached for it and they struggled over. Boom.
At that moment, Olivia's sister Angela arrived at the scene, and Ariel once again broke out into hysterics.
He reached for the gun.
All of the evidence was collected and sent to the crime lab. Chris was brought down to the station where they took photos of his hands still covered in blood.
They're waiting for the legal
How did they have that motherfucker?
that actually ends.
He's lying.
When the
Right,
detectives
like, that's
finally
what I'm
arrived
trying to
at the
see, like,
scene,
his story
they
don't
started
make
Chris's
sense.
interview by asking him
Duh,
what
like,
caused
you
the
feel me?
argument. He said that he felt as if Olivia wasn't pulling her weight in the relationship.
I am very particular.
Mm-hmm.
I was just trying to
That's true.
visualize what the fuck is he
You
saying.
strive for the
Like, how
best
would that
for me.
work?
I work really hard, and I don't make excuses for myself, and I don't accept excuses for anybody else.
After telling her that he wanted a divorce, she went to the bedroom and grabbed the gun.
What did you say?
Really? You serious? Really? This is not gonna solve anything.
Okay.
You know, this is not. You do not want to do that. Put that freaking gun down before you make a mistake and hurt yourself. She was crying. She was crying.
Chris handed over his cell phone, which had access to the home security camera footage.
Say you want to access just that camera. You touch that. And that's just that camera. Okay. Look, your mom understands so far. Let's go back to the devices. Yes, sir. And everything is labeled. Carport, backyard, front door, back door, laundry room, inside garage, living room, kitchen.
The police examined this footage, hoping to corroborate Chris's story. At 8:41 a.m., Olivia can be seen going about her morning routine in the kitchen. Then, all of a sudden, the footage cuts out. 3 minutes later, at 8:44 a.m., the video is back up, and Chris is captured frantically pacing around the house while on the phone with 911. 11 minutes later, at 8:55 a.m., the responding officers can be seen entering the residence. That means that Olivia must have been shot during this 3-minute gap in the footage. In the interrogation room, Chris was asked why this footage was missing. He claimed that he had no idea.
We're still trying to pull these videos here.
This is so dumb.
Well, I'm gonna no recordings on him. I don't know. Everybody in that house should be on it. But like I said, the internet, you can go through days and it's gonna it pretty much does it. We shouldn't have bought that. You just keep like you can pick whatever day you want and it's never gonna be consistent. That's why I said it was a waste of money.
Well, I'm desperately to find some video on here that corroborates what you're telling us, but almost all the videos start right after this event happened.
Chris had a bunch of excuses, from internet problems to not charging the camera properly. But at this point, the detectives were taking anything Chris said with a grain of salt. It seemed more like,
Hi, we're Charity Water.
He just
If we lost you at charity, we get it. Give us a moment to
niggas
change
I don't
alive.
even know why they still.
That Chris, the
Pack
only
him
one
up.
with access
Get
to the
him outta
footage,
here.
had tampered with it. Since they did not have the video, they had Chris reenact the moment that he tried to disarm Olivia.
Go ahead, do
Yeah, this what I was trying to see, bro.
Shoot it. Give me a and I go, I'm sorry. I'm you're good.
I
I'm
am
sorry. I'm sorry.
You're fine. Nice and cheerful.
I'm reliving it.
Are you?
I'm reliving it.
So she should be shot in the back of her right head.
Did you feel me twist your? Did you feel me twist?
Back here.
Did you feel me twist your?
Personal.
I twisted.
With each question asked, it seems as if Chris was improvising the answer, actively trying to make the puzzle pieces fit together rather than telling the truth. The detectives ended their initial interview
Where did she
feeling more
get it?
suspicious of Chris than ever. They
I
then
don't know
moved
what
on
she
to
got
other
shot in
members
her
of the
head.
family, starting with Olivia's sister,
But
Angela.
like that made him think about that, like, oh
Olivia
shit.
Jones is your
Come on,
sister,
Chris.
right?
You
Oh,
feel
I
me? Twist
know you.
twist
You
your
did
That's
that.
every day. I drop her baby to her at the tax office. She's always been timid about everything. But
Bro,
she
this thing got
she was
cut
the type that
video
whatever
out, bro.
whatever went on in her home, she would keep it there.
Kind of a private.
Right, private person, yeah. She loved her baby so much. That she wanted to live for them, you know. She would never.
Angela went on to reveal the extent of Chris's control over Olivia.
She can't talk on the phone after a certain time. He controlled the finances. He never wanted to be in the presence of her family. Family reunions, anything, he never came. But she would have to step off and when he would call and all you could hear was him screaming and yelling on the phone. His character is agitation. Like his character is to be aggressive. I just don't get it. Cause all she wanted, my sister was a married type. All she wanted was to be loved. Yeah. She loved love. Like she loved her babies. She wanted to live for her babies.
To make matters worse, Chris's ex-wife Letitia, who he initially met back in
That's fucked
1999, corroborated his pattern of controlling and aggressive behavior.
I met Chris Jones in 1999.
So wrong with you.
It was just like a constant fight. Like he was strangled me, choked me out, drugged me through the house.
Nah, right. He
My
got a
skin
problem.
was
This is
missing
a-
off my back. One time, he bit my hand. He had this bite marks in my hand. This was what it was. If the house not clean, he's told me that he would kill me if I was to ever leave him. Told me how he would do it. The reason I never said
I was just gonna say
anything on
that's why they don't
for him
leave.
was because I was
They said they're gonna kill
extremely
him
in
or some
fear
crazy shit like
of
that.
my life. Because I knew and I felt in my heart that he would kill me.
And most damning of all were the allegations made by Olivia's daughter Ariel during her interview. She explained what it was like living at the house with her mom and Chris.
One time they were arguing and I heard her say she couldn't breathe. I would see bruises on her. It broke her down to the point where she believed what he said.
Mm-hmm.
You won't be nothing without me, stuff like that.
Right.
Everybody knows my mama. Everybody knows my mama. Everybody knows that we were her world.
With each person interviewed, the allegations against Chris were stacking higher and higher. They doubled back with him, urging him to tell the truth about what actually happened to the missing footage.
Non-stop videos.
I look guilty.
No.
I'm not deleting those videos. I look guilty.
Not if you say right now, what you just said, well, I freaked out, I panicked, I did some stuff I shouldn't have done. Is that one of them?
Yes.
How many did you delete?
I don't know.
Okay.
I'm afraid.
Pack his ass up.
I'm playing for
Okay.
somebody to do something. That looks really bad. I want it.
While the confession was a much-needed win for the detectives, there was still no trace of those crucial 3 minutes of footage. However, the detectives did their due diligence. They spent the days combing through all available footage from the house to see for themselves what daily life was like for the Jones family. In these recordings, the true nature of Chris and Olivia's relationship was on full display.
Hey, you don't be looking stuff. Hey, what on, John? Look on the floor. Look on the floor, Mike. Look on the floor. Look on the floor. Look on the floor. Look on the how God feel like that? I'm not paying attention. Look up, please.
Okay, please.
You got worried about the son from 50 minutes ago. That's your mother. Look at me like that, bitch. I'm not playing with you. Please. You want to do it? Nah, give it here. You got all the goddamn ass. You don't put
Smack bitch
goddamn
niggas
thing
like
around
this.
this. Right.
This
This
nigga.
don't hey, clean this, that's clean.
I didn't want to, they fell on the floor, so I didn't want to reuse them.
You look at it. You don't have what I'm doing. You all over the place, Olivia.
How is she in a
You ain't
relationship?
got the chance to explain no.
How can y'all be in a relationship with
Who you bringing now?
How you have kids with you, bro?
It's you. It'll always be you.
Chris would take any chance that he could to bully Olivia, constantly putting her worth into question, even humiliating her in front of her own daughter.
When I got the show ass, you didn't have a job. You selected on this one, you just had coffee. The most men in this world want a woman that got away. You wouldn't be doing it if I wouldn't have got upset. You would have bagged it. Life would be so much easier for me if you start thinking. You do dumb, because you don't think.
This footage shed light on Chris's true
man, he
thoughts
trying to
and
like
confirmed the
play a mental
allegations
game
of
and
abuse from
downgrade
Olivia's family.
her.
Detectives also looked into Chris's
like,
criminal records and
degrade her.
discovered that he had a history of violent charges, including multiple assaults in 1996 and a domestic assault in
Look at this nigga
1998, which
Kimo.
landed him in jail for a brief period of time. Even though they were still waiting for ongoing forensic analysis results, authorities believed that they had enough evidence to place charges against Chris.
News this morning, a Beaumont man is now facing murder charges in a Valentine's Day shooting of his wife. Police say this man, Christopher Ray Jones, who worked as a correctional counselor at the Beaumont Federal Prison, killed his wife, Olivia.
Chris was charged with first-degree murder and second-degree manslaughter in April of 2019. But unexpectedly, within 24 hours after being charged, he was released on a $150,000 bond and was put under house arrest with a GPS monitor.
Now, a man charged with murdering his wife is back at their home.
40-year-old Christopher Ray Jones was arrested and charged with shooting his wife in the face on Valentine's Day. His bond was set at $150,000. He paid and is now out.
Many taking to social media to voice their concerns, stating things like, "Can't believe he's out on a $150,000 bond. That's crazy. What's wrong with our system?" And, "Can't believe they would make his bond so low that he got out. He should not be walking the streets."
While out on bail, Christopher was allowed to continue operating the Jones family business, a food truck called One Plate at a Time. The judge allowed Chris to work while out on bail since the food truck is directly beside his home. However, this decision was controversial amongst Olivia's family and the community. They knew Chris was the only person with Olivia at the time of her death, and they all seemed to believe that he had killed her.
This food truck on Concord Road in Beaumont is a hot topic on social media. It's not generating rave reviews from many, but condemnation from a grieving
That shit's fucked.
family.
I don't see how would anyone want to support someone who murdered their wife on Valentine's Day, which is a day that we are supposed to celebrate love. And the day that she was going to celebrate that with him, he decides to take her life.
The case was taken even further when the results from the crime lab came in. The bloodstain patterns at the crime scene indicated that the gunshot wound could not have happened in the way that Chris described it. Additionally, investigators found no gunshot residue on Olivia's hands, indicating that there was no way she was holding the gun when it went off. There was, however, gunshot residue on Chris's hands and clothing. Despite all of the evidence pointing towards Chris, he pled not guilty to his charges. But before his trial would take place, Olivia's family held a gathering to honor her memory.
This Valentine's Day, purple and red balloons filled Rogers Park.
I think I know how, Chad, because there's something to do with that marriage shit. Like,
1 year ago today,
you kill your wife, you kill your
Simmons
husband.
lost his sister.
Valentine's Day was
They
one of
be
her
getting out.
favorite holidays.
I would give almost anything to have her back right now.
What has this year been like for you?
and your family.
If you can wrap it up in one word, it would be frustrating.
Frustrated with the fact that Jones isn't behind bars. Now the family wants to raise awareness for domestic violence, but more than anything, they want justice for Olivia.
We want him to spend the rest of his life in prison. While my sister spend the rest of her life.
Right, you feel me? Cause that's some
After
you can't
finally
bring
having
nobody
an
back, bro.
opportunity
You
to
took
celebrate
their life
Olivia's
away
life,
forever.
her loved ones would once again have to face her death during Chris's upcoming trial. The courtroom was packed with family members from both sides. It had been over 3 years since Olivia's death, and despite the clear tension between the two families, they all wanted the same thing: justice for Olivia. Prosecutors Jimmy Ham and Mike Laird described Chris as an abusive partner with a violent past, and it was only a matter of time before something like this happened. Chris's defense attorney, Ryan Gertz, argued that Chris only grabbed the gun because Olivia was recklessly handling the weapon, putting both herself and Chris in a dangerous predicament. Forensic pathologist Celestina Rossi provided critical blood stain analysis and confirmed that Olivia did not have any gunshot residue on her, contradicting the defense's claims that her death was merely an accident. The testimonies and evidence combined ultimately overpowered the defense, and on February 8, 2022, Christopher Ray Jones was found guilty for the murder of his wife, Olivia Jones.
1,118 days. That's how long Olivia Jones's family says they've waited for this moment. The moment when Olivia's husband, Christopher Jones, was found guilty of murder. Olivia died at the hands of her husband on Valentine's Day 2019. And instead of spending a lifetime behind bars,
we elected to agree with the state to a 30-year sentence because of the potential risk of an even higher sentence.
In exchange, Christopher waived his right to appeal the conviction. After the judge handed down this sentence, Olivia and Christopher's 2 daughters took the stand. Looking directly at their father, they described the impact of Olivia's death. The youngest daughter, who was only 11 when her mother died, said, quote, "I'll forgive you one day, but right now I can't." Throughout the trial, the prosecution described a history of abuse that finally blew up. Defense attorney Ryan Getz argued a different version of events.
I think that we'll never know what happened in that room. Ultimately, my impression from the jurors is that they just didn't believe Chris's version of events, and that really only left the one alternative.
This was an emotional day for Olivia's family. As they were leaving the courtroom, they were encouraging each other, saying, today was all about Olivia and she won.
Christopher Jones is currently serving a sentence in the John M. Wing Unit in Huntsville, Texas.
Definitely. Look, bro. R.P. her, bro. Pack his ass up, bro.
He was lying for, bro. He just lied for no reason, bro. Everybody knew he did.
Y'all fuck with this, bro. Now I'm saying, show me y'all fuck with this. Drop a like on this bitch, bro. So, y'all make sure y'all go sub to Key YouTube too. Shit,